Do you remember the time when people started burning their Nike shoes because they don't like the 𝙿𝙤𝙙𝙀𝙐𝙀 ad? Or that time when Dove featured a black woman in brown tea, just revealing herself that she's actually a white woman? Or that time when everybody was just so interested with what's happening? Why is Jennifer Lawrence sharing her photos and personal photos on social media? Hey there, Sai Montes here, and welcome to the Sai Montes Show. I'm an online business coach, and I help creative entrepreneurs like you make money from doing what you love and help you build your dream business, attract your ideal clients, and increase your sales without feeling overwhelmed about sales and online marketing. I will be your business coach for today, and I'm gonna help you turn your passion into a profitable business. Before we dive into our topic for this week, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and to hit the notification bell because you don't want to miss any of my upcoming training to help you grow your business online and create the freedom that you want for your life. So everything that I mentioned earlier, basically different scandals from different brands that we love, and they all happened on social media. Now you might be asking, Sai, why do I need to know all of this? Why do I have to think about these scandals before? Well, let me tell you, these are things that can also happen in your business. They are what we call a social media crisis. A social media crisis can actually happen to any kind of business, no matter how small, no matter how big. If you're a startup, if you're just a beginner, or if you've been in the business for 10 years, 100 years, it doesn't matter. A social media crisis has different effects on your business, and if you don't know how to handle this one properly, it can be very fatal to your brand. It can hurt your brand, it can hurt your sales, and people will just stop advocating for your brand. They will stop using your products. They will even encourage people not to buy from you. That's what we don't want. So listen up. A social media crisis can be seen from simple things like a customer posting about their complaint about your product, a defective product, a service that they don't really like, how you answered their question on social media, and if they were charged twice for the products that they or the services that they actually bought from you. It can vary, and because we now have social media, everybody can use it, everybody can do whatever they want on social media, and the last thing that you want is to go viral in a very bad way. You don't want that, right? Now, I have handled things like this in the past and still even handling it right now in my business and in my clients' businesses. And in the corporate world, we call this one the crisis management. So because we are talking about a crisis on social media, I'm going to give you some tips and the process that you need to go through so that you can handle a social media crisis properly. So as I always say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, and it also applies in a social media crisis. Now let's talk about your plan. What is your social media crisis plan? Now, there are 3 steps or 3 stages in the social media crisis plan, and they are the pre-crisis, the response, and the post-crisis. When you see a customer posting on social media about their bad experience with your brand, the last thing that you want is to respond right away. You have to plan how to address the issue and how to resolve the issue. And this is what we do inside a pre-crisis management stage. So in this stage, you have to first of all gather all the facts. You have to know everything, and everything means just the facts. You have to know what happened, what caused the issue. You have to know if you are at fault or if there is something that the customer actually missed in the steps of the purchasing journey, and also you have to know how you can resolve the issue. So this is what we usually do inside a pre-crisis management stage. After gathering the facts, the next thing that you need to do is to actually plan your counter attack. And attack doesn't mean you're really going to physically attack the person, the customer, or you're gonna send them death notes or whatever. You don't want that, okay? The counter attack that I'm talking about is actually creating a well-crafted response to the issue. When you're creating your response to the issue and how you want to address it, especially on social media if you plan to do it publicly, you don't want to go overboard and you don't want to attack the person, the personality of the person, the race of the customer, or their status in life. Doing that will not resolve the issue, and it will even put more gasoline to the fire. Once you've gathered the facts and you have a well-crafted response to a customer who posted something about you or about your brand negatively on social media, now we go to the second phase of this social media crisis management plan, and that is the response. Now, I know that this stage is about responding, but let me stop you right there. Before sending that message or before posting your side of the story, always think like your customer. Put yourself in their shoe. Why are they upset? What is actually upsetting them? Or what could you do so that they won't be upset about you, about the product, and about your brand? When doing your response, we have the pre-crisis, which is basically the planning stage, but you don't want to spend months before you address the problem. You have to respond as quickly as possible and make sure that your response is done in a very compassionate way. If you are really at fault, if there is something that went wrong along the way of fulfilling the order or providing the service that you are offering your customers, make sure to apologize, okay? It won't hurt if you apologize publicly, especially on social media. If you think that this will make you look weak, I'm telling you, this will do more good in your brand and in your customers' eye, because they will now understand you, because you are holding yourself accountable with what happened. And after apologizing, you have to make sure that your response will reassure your customers that things like this won't happen ever again. If you have the option to take the conversation between you and your customers privately, always do that, because sometimes dealing with a social media crisis publicly can do more harm in your business and could really hurt your brand, because the people watching around you and this issue can share their opinion of the issue and can share their thoughts about it, which is basically just adding fuel to the fire. After responding to every message from your customers, especially when you're doing this one privately, you have to take note of the feedback. Monitor what they are saying, monitor what is happening, because this is the part where you can also investigate on what really happened, aside from the fact that you already have planned it and have gathered all the facts. Now, once the issue is resolved, everybody's happy, it doesn't stop here. We go to the last step and the last stage in a social media crisis management, and that is the post-crisis. So in the post-crisis, what I usually do is to debrief myself, or if I'm working with a team, to debrief everybody of what happened. You document what happened with the customer, what was the issue all about, and how did you resolve it. If you can document everything, every response, or the summary of what happened and how you responded to the issue, then that will be better, because this can be your reference for future issues that might arise. And that way, you would exactly know the steps that you need to do to resolve the same issue that actually happened in the past. Now, here is a bonus tip and an optional stage for you when you're handling or dealing with a social media crisis. If the issue is a recurring one, if you notice that this delivery issue is happening again and again every month or every year exactly at this month or this date, you have to ask yourself, why? Why is this happening? And then you work backwards and reverse engineer so that you can exactly pinpoint what is actually wrong and something that you can improve on. Remember that if you improve the way you do business with your customers will be happier, and that will lead to more sales, more customers, and a more profitable business. If you also see that it's a recurring issue, but the problem is not on your side, it's a problem by probably the payment option that your customers are using, then it's time for you to add this question and the answer to your frequently asked questions. If you have a website, you can put it there. If you are using Facebook, there is an automated response, so you can just set your frequently asked questions there, and whenever they encounter this problem, they can just easily send you a message and you can automatically reply with the right message for the right issue. So that is my 3-step process and your guidelines starting today on how to manage and how to handle a social media crisis. Now, I have a question. What did you learn from this video? Let me know in the comment section, because I want to know if this social media crisis management plan and stages actually will help you. And make sure to save this video or to put this somewhere in your online document, so whenever you experience a social media crisis, you can always go back to this video so that I can virtually guide you on what to do. You can also check the full show notes of our training for this week. I have it in this video right here. You can just check it out. The link is also in the description of this video. And if you have questions, the comment section is always open. We can chat there. If you find this training helpful, give this video a thumbs up. And if you need help in your business handling crisis like this, or if you have questions about how you can grow your business, I have a free session for you. So we can do a free 1-hour business coaching session. I call this one my fire session. All you have to do is to go to SaiMontes.com/fire to schedule your free fire session with me. The link is here or also down below. Make sure to also check the videos at the end of this video. That sounds redundant, but check it out because I have more trainings for you to help you get started on your business and how you can use social media to make it more profitable. The Sai Montes Show is also available on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, also in Overcast. So make sure to find me there. Just search for the Sai Montes Show. And that's it for our training for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.